Good morning and welcome to the KTN Book Review, where we try to open up your reading space by introducing you to authors you didn't know about. And we're right here at our book heaven, that is Textbook Center, Sarit Center, Nairobi. And today we're going to talk about yet another children's book. I guess this whole week is about children's books. And I Want to Be on TV, a book by Reeves Sinei Kibet. Now, Reeves Sinei Kibet is here with me. Karibu sana.
Asante.
This is appropriate. The book is about wanting to be on TV. You're on TV. What's this book about?
I Want to Be on TV is a book about children and curiosity.
Right.
Yes. So it's about this little girl called Suki.
Right.
She's very curious. She wants to get inside the TV, like literally inside the TV, because she doesn't know the whole process of how TV transmits pictures and all that. So one day she goes to their TV and she tries to look for a door, but she can't find one. She looks for a window, there's no one.
Right.
So she wonders, how do people get inside the TV? That's when her father finds her doing it. Then he asks her what she's doing, and she tells her father that she wants to be inside the TV. She wants to go inside the TV.
Right.
So in the course of the story, the father takes her to a television studio, and she sees how things are done at the studio and how people actually end up to be on TV.
Right.
So finally her curiosity is answered. Yeah.
I mean, looking at the book and reading through Suki's story, you get a feeling that the book is not really so much about the children. It's really addressing parents. Was that the intention?
What do you mean?
Because I mean, it's the parents trying to explain how the TV works.
How the TV works.
You know, so is it also, are you also trying to address the parents on how they ought to go about this?
Yeah. Okay, parents should understand, first of all, that children, I'm not a parent myself, but I'll spend some time with children. I know they ask a lot of questions when they reach a certain age, when they are beginning to interact with things and to see how the world works. They normally ask lots of questions about things. So parents should find like a way to answer these questions, but in an interactive way, because you can't explain to a child that there's a camera and
waves and all those things.
They learn by practice and experience.
Kibet, you've been an illustrator for a while. How easy did that skill make your storytelling? Because the words are very few and short, so I mean, there's a lot of illustration going into it. Did your art complement your writing?
Well, okay. When I came to writing the book, I hadn't illustrated a single book by then. I actually wrote the book first, and then I went afterwards into illustration.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a skill that you picked off after you did this book?
No, not really. I have always been I've always been an artist. I've always loved drawing. Even in school, I was always the guy who was sitting at the back of the class doodling. So, but the two are sort of related in a way, because it's all about telling a story. It's like a description. It's just a way of telling a story. So illustration and writing, for me, they go hand in hand in that. First I have to I get the mental picture in my mind, and then if it's a drawing, then I'll just do the drawing. But if it's like a story, then I think they're sort of related in a way.
Right.
Yeah, it helps.
You've said the book came as a result of the many questions that kids ask, but for a fairly young man to write a children's book, what inspired you? Because I mean, a lot of children's books are written by parents meeting a need, responding to a need that they're seeing in their children. What was the case for you?
Oh, well, okay.
Future parent, of course.
Okay. The book came actually as a result of a writing workshop that I attended at Story Moja. They were doing a workshop for writing for kids. That was way back in 2009. That's the first time I came to know about Story Moja Publishing House. And during the course of the workshop is where I came up with this book. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're meeting the need you wanted in the first place with this book?
With this book? Yeah, definitely.
What are the kids saying? Are they calling you uncle?
I wish. But okay, Usually I get like parents coming up to me and they tell me how their kids love this book. Even another lady actually told me her son loves this book and she's worried because the book is pink.
Right.
Yeah. I told her maybe he likes the story, not the color of the book.
Right.
Which got me thinking that maybe we should have had a different color version for boys and girls, because people assume because the book is pink it's geared towards girls.
How old is the audience you're targeting here?
It's a basic reader book, so it's from that age when kids start learning new words and reading, so maybe from 2 to around 10 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get criticism from people who pick the book and say, nah, it didn't quite, address what I wanted? Do you get people calling you out on the book?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I get people who come up to me and they say, like, they expected the book to be much more than it is. They were expecting as in to be a longer story than it is.
Right. Because
that's mostly what
you
I
also
get
get that feeling that it's limiting you. You're already getting the story and then it ends already.
Yes. Yeah, but I always refer them to the editor.
Sure, that wasn't yours. But from other young people, and this week we're doing young authors, what challenges do you face as people trying to write for a younger audience?
Actually, challenges are
that's
numerous.
A big challenge.
Yeah.
Give us a few.
Writing for kids is not as simple as it is. You could pick up a children's book and you think it's, I don't know, a few hundred words. That's pretty easy. But in order to write a kid's book, you have to, first of all, you have to limit yourself a lot as an adult, because the way you're expressing yourself is not the same way a kid will express themselves. So you have to think like a child, which is not easy. Yeah, you have to think. If I was a child and I was reading this book, would I understand what's going on? Will the story captivate me? So writing for children is somehow sort of like you have to forget your adult self and go back to being that 8-year-old or that 2-year-old trying to weave a story as a child. Yeah, so that's the main challenge. Yeah.
Do you find a lot of publishers opening up and warming up to this kind of work? Or do you take them and they say, and other than Story Moja, of course, do you find it easy to sell this to your publishers? They'd say, great, it's a children's book. Or they tell you, no, we don't want that.
As opposed to adults' books?
Right.
Well, first of all, I think in Kenya, the majority of people who buy books, they buy them for their children.
Right.
Yeah, which is a good thing. So I think people assume that the best way to keep children busy is to buy them books. Yeah, so I don't really have any issues with that right now.
So it works out for you?
Yeah, it works out.
All right.
Yeah, it works out.
Are you working on another children's book?
Writing another book?
Right.
Yeah, I should be writing another book. Yeah, I am working on another book.
All right. Great. Kibet, no book review, of course, is complete without a book reading. So I'd like you to pick your favorite few lines of the book, I Want to Be on TV, and just read it to us on camera.
Suki met some actors in funny costumes. She laughed. She had seen the actors before on television. Suki saw a sitting room that moved on wheels. Wow, she said. Suki saw a small man behind a big camera. That is the cameraman, Baba said. Shake hands with the director, Baba said. A director's job is to tell people what to do, Baba said. A director directs, Mr. Director said. He didn't smile like Baba. Mr. Director told Suki to stand in front of a bushy microphone. This will make your voice louder, he said. Mr. Director told her to sing and dance and clap her hands, all at the same time. Then he said, lights, camera, action. Suki sang and danced and clapped her hands. Cut, we are done, Mr. Director said. Then he smiled. Good work, little girl. Well done, Suki, Baba said as he drove Suki home. Suki could not stop smiling.
Interesting. Where can parents...
It's available on various outlets in Nairobi. We have them at Uchumi supermarkets. textbook centers, all
right
of them.
Here, you mean?
Yes, right here.
Yes.
And it's also available online. Yeah, like if you go to Amazon and you search for our books, you can find them.
All right.
Yeah.
Reeves Sinei Kibet, the author of I Want to Be on TV. Asante sana, and thanks for coming on show.
No problem.
Asante.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'll be waiting for your next book.
No problem. Make sure you buy this one for your children.
Asante sana, I will.
And our other books, story titles.
You guys have done quite a bit of children's books. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we've actually reviewed quite a number last year and a bit of this year. So I mean, yeah, that's great. Good job, man.
Thank you.